What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 205. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm here with Adam.
This week we watched Monster Hunter.
Didn't we, though?
We did. I did.
I mean, when they said monster, I mean, they wasn't really playing at all.
Nah, dude.
You know what I'm
Diablo. Diablo.
saying? Yeah, I mean, these motherfuckers were some next level shit, you know?
Yeah.
But the size of these things felt very appropriate,
Mm-hmm.
you know, based off of source material, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, because we've talked about it on the podcast since they first announced that they were going to do a Monster Hunter movie, and then the dude from Resident Evil's making it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the chick from Resident Evil's going to be in it, and I'm just like, how is this going to go?
Yeah.
And then you hear that, like, okay, it's going to be people from Earth, like from the military in the world, and it's like, all right, well, how's this going to go? You know what I mean? Like, each time it just progressively got more and more, how is this going to go? How is this going to go?
Yeah.
And I mean, all I can say is I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think that my expectations were so not there. Like, I had zero expectations of this movie going in, other than the fact that it's going to have the Resident Evil chick in it.
Yeah.
And I really like her.
Which still looks good, by the way. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
She still kills
Dude.
it.
After chewing on the film for a little bit, the plot made me think almost like the plot was eerily similar to, or not necessarily like the motives, but like the situations.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Like, you know, going to another world,
Yeah.
got to get the fuck out of that world. That type of thing. Which, I mean, I know a lot of other movies do it, but a landmark for recent memory, I was like, okay, this is Sonic, you know?
Yeah.
I thought it was cool
and
at the.
I wasn't, and I was one of those people too that was very much like, how are they gonna to translate this into film and take a story? Because I mean, without having to delve too much into the video game aspect of Monster Hunter, you know, it's a franchise that's gotten more popularity with the advent of Monster Hunter World and the new stuff, but it's a game series that's been out since the PS2 era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even though it's been around for a while, still a very niche video game to have even gotten the all clear to become a film.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was because of how well that last gen, you know, the last release they had for the PlayStation 4 and everything.
Yeah.
It blew up with that.
I mean, the imagery towards the end of the movie when they finally get to where the rest of the team's at for the hunter.
Yeah.
Very much like they respected the drip of Monster Hunter World big time.
Yeah.
That game was so big, we played a free-to-play rip-off version of that game.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Dauntless?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like Monster Hunter, but free.
Yeah.
Played on the computer.
My question is, why do you think that movie studios or whoever you want to pigeonhole this into, why do you think that they are so afraid to just let us live in this disbelief? Because I felt, me personally, while I was watching the film, I felt like they missed the opportunity to make a very Jumanji-esque action comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, and this is just my own personal opinion.
I get what you're saying here, yeah.
Well, I mean, just have like 4 people, you know, that are like in this monster hunting shit and this goofy shit constantly you know what I mean?
Like when you're playing with your boys.
Yeah. And to me, it's like, okay, so, and this is going to kind of tangent off into something else. You know, they're talking about, you know, doing a big budget D&D movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing for a couple years now, and we plan on playing in the future. And what it is it's a group of people around a table role playing as someone and having fun and being goofy and trying to make each other laugh, or, whatever the tone of it is going to be, and to me, it feels like that is the best way to translate a lot of these video games into that world. It's like, just put us in the world and let us exist in this world with the characters,
Yeah.
and let the characters like personalities be what like gives us this connection, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if they're on another world or if this is just a place where these monsters exist. You don't need a 15-minute backstory as to why these monsters exist. It's called Monster Hunter.
You're watching the movie, you already know why.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not trying to discredit this film at all or anything. I'm just asking, like, why do you think that like studios can't trust the audience enough to just be able to accept what it is?
I think it's because films like Monster Hunter, Sonic the Hedgehog, any of the type of
people that
video
have
game
never played it.
Well, any kind of video game property, or I guess we could extend this argument out into just the larger IPs, period.
Yeah.
I think it's a case of studios wanting to make money, clearly, but not waiting for. It's almost like they're not giving the people who have probably came in months, days, years ago, or people who are still doing it every day, the really adamant people.
Yeah.
These types of features need to be passion projects.
100%.
From the director to the screenwriter, all the way down to the fucking water boy.
Yeah.
It is people that for a good year and a half they eat, breathe, and shit this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And while Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Jovovich, while they might have been of that check mark, because we, through the media releases and stuff, we saw that they were at least conveying that they were somewhat knowledgeable of Monster Hunter. And with the end product, I would say they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they played it.
To add, but going with Griffin's criticism, though, I think that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I think there needed to be more people that were willing to go that extra thing with like sitting down with the scriptwriter and go, you know what? We're creating a game into a movie that's got like the two main, like we only saw three main creatures in this film.
Yeah.
We saw the Diabolus, we saw I don't know what that lesser spider creature was called, and the Rathalos.
Yeah, they never named the spider.
That is literally like a piece of wind blowing at the tip of an iceberg. Like it doesn't even start to show you how big and vivid this world is that the game company has created.
You barely got to see it once they finally get out of the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You barely get to see this world that they come to with the trees,
but it's so
and water
rich and alive, and
and it's like a paradise there.
I wanted another 30-40 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
Well,
they could have cut that beginning stuff could have been condensed down. Like them, I said this earlier to Griffin, like when they were fighting each other, I was like, this is too long. Like we should have already made friends by now. We're still fighting. Like you already went to bed, woke up, you're fighting me again. Like, come on, dude. All it took was a piece of chocolate.
Well, the first hour was basically a Tremor subplot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Don't get off the rock or the Diabolus is going to get you.
Yeah.
And that could have been condensed a little. I agree. They could have found ways to.
And it got into it fast. Because all of a sudden it's like everyone's wiped out. What the fuck? We just started.
Yeah.
And then we spend that time. Team. Another thing I want to point out before I forget it. Whenever he used her as bait twice, and because sometimes people do that in games.
Oh yeah,
somebody might go down or something, and you use them as bait a little bit, and then you'll get the thing and then help them, and that's what he did. And I thought that was funny that they kind of made that joke there.
Yeah,
that was clever.
But going back to Griffin's original comment, though, I think that it's a lack of studios acknowledging people who come up to them and like, look, let us make this fucking movie, please. Like, if I was a studio and there was and people were at least providing me proofs of concept, but like, any of the myriad short films we've seen in the past 10 years, where people are like, this was simply a pitch idea. This is, if we had the budget, this is what we would do.
Yeah.
those people would be hired on the spot because those people are going to make a quality product.
Yeah.
Like the guys that are doing the D&D thing.
Yeah.
Already sounds like a passion project.
Right.
To them.
Well, yeah. And the thing is like, if this would have released 10 years ago, then it would have been, in my opinion, completely acceptable for the route that they went.
Yeah.
But living in a post Avengers Endgame world, a post Guardians of the Galaxy world, to where you can just throw this group of people into this world and you just are along for the ride.
No backstory required.
And audiences are gonna pick up on it because the audiences are not fucking stupid.
Exactly. So it's like, to me, I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from it, but it's like, I would have personally much rather have watched and had the experience of a group of people that either get along or don't. It's just like a group of friends, and they're going to different parts of this world and they're experiencing different creatures. And like, how funny is it to try to figure out, like, even when you're playing the game, how do we beat this fucking monster?
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, but you fuck up so many times trying to figure out how to beat this monster, and that
absolutely,
and that's part of the funny. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's part of like, and work it into where like you almost like respawn, quote unquote, to where like they go to fight this monster, and the first time they just royally fuck it up.
Yeah,
and then they like wake back up in town, and they're like, all right, we gotta go.
Gotta shoot it in the fucking throat, dude. But that's the thing. They had a strategy guide when they got further in.
Yeah, I know.
Dude had a strategy guide. He was like, "You shoot it right here." And I was like, "I haven't seen a strategy guide in ages."
Yeah,
like that thing looked as old as a strategy guide. Like,
yeah, for real.
And visually speaking, and I know that the movie can't fully survive on its visuals. I understand that, and pretty much most of the arguments that I think both of you guys are going to make, I absolutely picked up on them and had them too. I felt like they should not have stayed in the desert for an hour.
Yes.
That is probably the biggest criticism I have of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's it.
My apprehensions towards the whole thing of bringing in real world weaponry and
that went away quick.
Really, but see, that actually subverted my expectation and exceeded it, because what it did is it really solidified that's like, no, like, before anyone can say, hey, grab a pistol, it's like, no, we're going to show you that unless it is a fucking grenade or a rocket, these weapons are not going to do shit to these fucking creatures.
That 50 cal ain't doing dick.
I like the deconstruction of modern weaponry so that we can get our fantasy weapons.
Yeah.
I really like that, and I'm glad that ended up being the purpose.
Yeah, they didn't fuck that up.
But it's one of those things where it's such like their slide into home base was so shaky that we probably won't get a sequel. But the running to that home, but the home run itself, lays the groundwork for a good sequel, because it ends on such a high octane type of thing going on that you almost are like, why are you stopping the movie now?
Yeah.
Like, why are we?
Are you doing that thing where you're trying to save some of it for the next one? Because you may not get a next one. Like,
and it was very reminiscent of how Anderson, or how Paul W.S. Anderson. To me, it was very reminiscent of the way he did the ending to Mortal Kombat when Shao Kahn shows up and Raiden, Johnny Cage, Sonya, and Luke are like, all right, round 2.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. Well, and to kind of go back on it, we might actually get a sequel because of the Asian market, right? Because that's where this is going to make the majority of its money at, for sure.
Adam had some tidbits about that, actually, about the market, because I believe it was Adam that brought it up. Monster Hunter kind of got a little bit of a snafu over there, didn't it?
Was it with the Diablo? I don't know. There was something. I don't remember. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I know there was something.
Right.
But I can't remember. Like, whenever it came out, they had to pull it or something. They something was in it they didn't like. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Look it up.
and if that's the case, this is going to be one of those rare kind of frowny, moments
What
in
it could have
filmmaking.
been,
Well, we've already got the first one out of the way. They've already built the world and set everything up. Now we can just live in the world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
exist in it.
We
Because
don't have to do the desert scene again.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, so this portal here is opening up, bridging our world to their world. Well, what if there's another portal that's opening up that's bridging that world to another world? And like, what kind of more like you go to the desert, then you go into like the jungle. How many more different? Like, I would have loved to have seen an Arctic environment, or like some kind of like I don't like a forest, like a legitimate like Georgia, fucking Alabama, thick ass forest. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
like
woods.
I mean,
One-
there's so much stuff that we didn't get to see, and it's like, ugh.
Well, one of my favorite aspects that I enjoyed of the game when I played it wasn't necessarily the monster battles themselves, but literally, like, you have these things in the game called expeditions, and it's your free roam element. It's where you're not bogged down to a quest. You can just free roam any given location in the map that you've uncovered thus far. And throughout it, though, the game has such a thriving ecosystem, and it's all relative to each other. Like, you have your food chain is established. When you're playing these games long enough, you can go through an area and you can see the hierarchy of that chain. You know what creatures are going to get fucked on by the other ones. You know what predators go after. You study it like you would be out like a zoologist or an ecologist, and you help these NPCs throughout the game too by doing various things and studying the ecosystem. I said all that to say that one of the coolest parts of the lore of the New World is that there's a particular area. It's like their swamp area, and there's just rotting carcasses all over the place. Like, it's just skulls, bones, all this, what have you. Yeah. And it fulfills like this bigger cycle of life in the ecosystem of the New World, where all the monsters, be it the lesser ones or the big ones like the Diablos, or even further, a elder dragon called Zoramagdaros, which didn't get brought up in the film, and I'm glad they didn't, because that would have been a plot hole that no way in hell they could pull that off in a movie.
Right.
He's a dragon the size of a fucking island that's just traversing through the land, and people are trying to figure out why the fuck it's doing it. But anyways, all these creatures come to this particular part of the biome, and they die, and the New World takes the nutrients from those dead carcasses to replenish everything else.
Right.
And just, having moments like that would have been cool. Things where you have like where your supporting cast could have really shown, like, this person is not just there because he's an extra trigger to pull when the battle scene happens. It's like, no, this dude's a scientist that's studying this aspect of the New World. This other guy, he's studying the plants, he's studying the animals. Like, have it to where it all culminates to, all right, we've got to kill these things, dismantle their corpses, and that's how we build the weaponry to defeat the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Kind of like how they got the thing from the spider to kill the one out there. It's like each one you kill, you can take something from them and make better weapons, and you upgrade every time you kill one. Right?
A large crafting aspect to the game, for sure.
I found the article, and I remember talking about this now. Y'all remember this? There was a driving scene in the movie where one of the Asian characters said, "What kind of knees are these?" And the guy goes, "What?" He goes, "Chinese." He's pointing at his knees when he says, because he's a Chinese guy.
Yeah.
So everyone was highly offended by that, because the little song, "Dirty Knees, Look at Thee." You don't know what I'm talking about. We're not going to sing it.
Come on, man.
So what happened was the movie dropped that day. They put the notice out there to pull it, because that night they're going to remove the scene from the movie. Wasn't in the movie we watched.
No.
Wasn't in there.
No, I never saw it. I think now that you brought it up, I remember that.
Yeah.
And if it had been said, you know what I mean? It would have brought me back.
But it was taken out, and then a lot of people in China were like, "Oh yeah," some like high-ranking people that like some directors, I don't know, somebody somebody with some clout was like, so you're just going to cut it out of the movie and then re-release the movie instead of like banning it for good? Or are you just going to help the foreigners save face here? Really pissed a lot of people off.
Right.
And it's like, come on, dude. Like,
and back to the stuff that, and that's, I think it's crazy.
Get canceled over anything now.
Yeah. Because honestly, I grew up hearing that. Didn't even have the slightest inkling that it was.
Repeated it to an Asian person in my life, like.
But maybe I'm one of those people too that like I heard it growing up, and I just never looked into what does that mean. Kind of like Ring Around the Rosie.
Well, I've seen Bugs Bunny.
When you find out about how dark that shit is,
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's what happened there with that. So that cut the movie. That hurt the movie bad. The movie made $26 million in the box office.
Yeah. And some of the stuff that I was hoping it would bring, that I was talking about as well, is that we got that, but it was so crammed in at the very fucking end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's just.
Well, here's the way I felt about it. Like, we spent all that time in the desert, and we've all already said the desert was too long. By the time you get to that tower we've been looking at the whole time, we want to go there. We can't wait to get there.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, it was like, it's over? Like, we just got here.
Yeah.
We're already leaving? Wait a minute. What happened?
Yeah, it's moving so fast.
It jumped. It's almost like something was missing.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It's like we got all these people. We're kicking this thing's ass. Oh, now we're out of here. We're gone to the other world now. And now he wants to help. Before, he didn't like the old world. But now he wants to help. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he did a good job. He fit the role.
And I even liked the little back and forth moment at the very end where she does go through the portal. She does get back home, but the Rathalos comes through.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. That could have been.
Well, and then that's where he hops in and he's like, we can't let it fuck your world up too. So that's leading into, that's another movie. There's another movie here.
I mean, and let's say this, Ron Perlman looks straight Bollywood in this film.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He fucking nailed it. He got it. What about the cat, man? I was wondering if they were going to touch on that from the games, the animals cooking the food.
The Palico.
Yeah, and when it cut to him, and he was like, and I was like, oh, wow, this is actually when it kissed at her.
Yeah.
That was actually really funny.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't have cats where you in your world? It's like, not that big. And they don't wear boots, fucking Puss in Boots over here.
And somehow they're master chefs, which is a hilarious part of the game too. Because
he was serious with it, dude.
The Palicos all roll at like the food station in your home area when you're going to headquarters. You go eat because in the game when you eat your meals, they grant you your various different
what you do
buffs,
for your head out on your things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the scenes.
It's just it.
So I thought that was clever. Like they put that in the game.
They were like, wait, we don't have enough video game fan service, and you could write a lot of that off as blinking you missed it fan service. But they put enough in there that they knew what they needed to make, and they knew that this movie would absolutely suffer. I'm not saying it all rested on the balance of having a fucking cat cook in the game or a movie. But
stuff like that, like when he used her as bait, he said, haha, bait.
Yeah, the world building.
That's a little fan service.
And the thing that I wanted to see the most I was let down was I wanted more party fights.
Yeah. So I'm saying they got together at the end, and it was like shit was about to pop off, and then it just felt real rushed.
The hunter just pulls an insect glaive, which was that spear that he used to jump off the fucking ground with.
Yeah.
That lance.
Well, and then here's what I'm saying too. We spent all this time in the desert. Do we really need a training montage? She's a fucking ranger, dude. She'll figure out how to swing it.
Yeah.
Do we need a training montage? It's a sword.
No.
We need a crafting montage.
They just spent way too much time there. Like.
Yeah. Well, and if you want to break it down into ways to make the film better, it's like she meets him, they pair up, then on their way to like gathering the shit to beat the thing in the desert.
Yeah.
Then they run into another person.
Yeah.
And then when they move into, when they move into the next area, they find another person, and by the time they get to the tower, as opposed to like, okay, there's two of you and I've got like 16 people here. We're going to combine forces and go fucking shut this portal down. It should have been a gradual thing where the shipwreck happens and it scatters these people all over the this part of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they slowly but surely start getting back together, and this dude knows this dude from the ship, but this dude can't speak English, but for some reason
He
this
could
dude
tell
can.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
And
is, remember what he said? He was like, it's from the old world and I studied it.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
you studied it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like to me that they could have used that because you would have got more interesting locales, more creatures, and then also have a moment to where like, all right, there's two of us. Now when we fight the next monster, there's gonna be three of us and it's gonna be bigger. Then when we fight the next monster, there's gonna be four of us and it's gonna be bigger. And then when we fight the last monster, there's gonna be a whole crew of motherfuckers rolling up and it's going to wipe out like pretty much everybody except for a handful of people. You know what I mean? And like just build it as that classic like Wizard of Oz style of storytelling, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you land in the Wizard of Oz, you roll up on the Scarecrow, you roll up on
Yep.
the Tin, you roll up on the Lion,
Crew
and then
assembled.
then
Everybody
you get
got
to
the same mission.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they should have went the Wizard of Oz route with that, as opposed to like, I've got 50 people. There's two of y'all. We've got this. So
Yeah.
like, come on.
Well, then when they get there, it's like he punches her. He's like, "Don't thank me yet." Pop. And then she wakes up in a cage with shackles on.
And she gets out.
And one of the little Asian dudes looking at her, like staring at her. She's holding them up, like, "What the fuck, dude? Chocolate."
Yeah.
You know. And then she gets out, walks in, she runs into the cat, and the dude's like, "My friend here tells me you're okay." I'm over here like, dude, when you knocked her out, it was daytime. It's dark.
Yeah.
Why did he wait so long? She should have never woke up in a cage.
Questionable things have probably occurred to her
like,
between now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But
I did like it. I did like the movie.
I wish that like, and you know, you could have had like your first and second act have all the exposition you need for her getting to the tower, finding out all the people, trimming down the Diablo situation. Like they could have had that party roll up and help them take that out about 20-30 minutes earlier than it happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a perfect film, and the more I think about it, the more I feel like it's really difficult to criticize a film that knows what it's being.
Yeah.
And that's just a mindless popcorn ride.
Yeah.
Because once you try to go into certain elements of the film, like trying to get into the concept of, okay, they may be from different worlds, but the enemy mine approach between her and the hunter.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of depth there.
Right.
They bonded over a bar of fucking Hershey's
and Velcro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hershey's and Velcro. Hershey's
He's like
and
chocolate.
Velcro.
Now, when I saw that Navy beans, meatloaf sandwich, whenever they were holding up that Hershey wrapper, I was like, product placement. Because it was like right there on the camera.
Yeah.
Hershey bar, check.
Like the movie does just enough that if a sequel comes out, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. It just made me want more. Dude, it's an hour and 44 minutes long.
Yeah.
I've seen short films longer than that.
Yeah.
And this is this kind of movie and it's coming in under 2 hours. I think they cut some shit out, dude. Yeah. And they're probably going to save it for maybe the other one, you know, like maybe that big battle at the end. They were saving some of that so they could cut back and forth to put it at the beginning of the other one. You know, they go back in, they battle this thing. I think they fucked it up a little bit there.
It would be interesting because when Monster Hunter was filming, this was around peak
COVID, right?
Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Snyder Cut promotion, right? You know, I feel like regardless of whether it's a superhero film or not, and I know I'm diverging from the main movie at hand, and I know we have plenty to talk about with Justice League, probably for the next 2 weeks, but what that movie's done as a whole for cinema in general is, I feel like a lot of directors are not going to be getting rid of their cuts anymore. And I'm sure they don't to begin with.
Yeah.
But I feel like
they're going to hold on to
directors, they're going to be more prone to keeping what they want, their complete vision, and then they go back and edit it for studio regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, when something like a Snyder Cut situation happens again, and what could happen with, say, Monster Hunter, it's clearly happening with Suicide Squad.
Yep.
All these other big budget blockbuster style films.
On down the road, they can get their
You'll get directors
cut.
that will have the completed movie.
Yep.
And if a snafu happens and people are like, "What the fuck? This isn't what we thought you were giving us," they can go, "Well, I have the backup on standby.
Yeah.
If y'all can petition to get these chuckle fucks to let me release it, y'all can have it."
Yeah, it'll be on a streaming service this weekend.
It'll drop next week. And I feel like Paul Anderson, with the type of movies that he's focused on in his career, I feel like he's a director that could very well benefit from these extended director cuts of films.
Right.
Because the guy is not a terrible filmmaker.
No.
He's really not. I mean, if you look at his filmography, there's some bangers on
He's
there.
a good filmmaker.
Event Horizon.
He's a good filmmaker.
You know?
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if we're going to talk about video game rebooting, this guy's the dude that made it cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, before Mortal Kombat, what did we have? Mario Brothers, which we can talk about that place in all of our hearts in another episode. But for what it is, you know,
Street Fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the guys that, like, we have the captain for the ship. We just don't have the rest of the fucking crew to make this a flowing boat, you know?
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, I did enjoy it,
did.
even for its shortcomings. You know what I mean? And I would like to see a sequel. I would like to see more, but you know, who knows if that's ever going to happen? Probably not. But
Probably
I mean,
not.
maybe that some streaming service will get behind it and fund another one, and I would like to see more. But I enjoyed it for what it was because I had no expectations going into it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm familiar with the game. You know, I'm familiar with the director and the actress and all this stuff, and it's like it can either go really, really good or really, really bad, or it can just be very mediocre. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just not even going to think about it. I'm going to roll into the film and see what happens. And that's what I did. And I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there are shortcomings when
it sucked me in, though.
Yeah,
I was in there.
Like, they did stay too long in the desert.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know, them fighting took way too long. It is what it is. It's like, but once you get past all that and you actually live up to the end of the film, it's like, well, this is like some of those shots from the end of the film was so badass.
The monsters look so good.
Yeah. And I'm just like, if they would have done this throughout the whole film earlier, you know what I mean? It probably would have, like, you know, maybe brought more people into it.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, who knows what could have been the outcome of it? But
well, I mean, it would have. I mean, I know we've already thrown some how to make the movie better moments here, but I mean, here's a simplified version too that I think using the parts that they already have. The movie could have been her rolling up. The Diablo takes out her squad. They find out where Bravo is. We answer those questions like they were answered. But meet the hunter a little sooner.
Yep.
Have like re-edit it to where Jovovich is with the other guys, but the whole concept is like, okay, we've got them. We're fighting the Diablos. You're fighting the Diablos too, but there's more of us than you, so we're going to use you as bait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you introduced the world. You introduced all the fan servicey aspects of what people were wanting instead of just putting it all at the end. Have that driven throughout the film, and then let the third act be, okay, we're finally going to fight the Diablos. And then have that whole moment where while they're fighting, the hunter and her, they get stuck. They have their bonding moment. Okay, back with the team. She's now a friend.
Yeah.
And then we finish the movie with them at the tower, and we get a full-on Rathlos fight. And they, you know, we get it as it is. And I feel like that alone, just that little difference in editing would have, I think, umped the movie tenfold.
Yeah.
Because we would have had more. We would have been in the setting that we did like a lot more than the setting that most people probably didn't like.
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna give it a full star. I mean, I enjoyed it. I shut my brain off for an hour and 45 minutes and enjoyed the ride. And I mean, what can you really expect from a Monster Hunter film?
Yeah.
And I think that they delivered with what they were able to work with. I mean,
they gave
we
us
can
a
sit
Monster
here,
Hunter movie.
Yeah, we can sit here and debate all
Nitpick
day
it and
long
be like, why didn't they
about
do
what they
things
could
this
have
way?
done
But
differently.
that's what
Yeah.
we got, and it wasn't terrible.
No, I enjoyed it for what it was, and like I said, I would love to see more.
Yes, that's the big thing.
Yeah,
Need another
probably
one.
not. Yeah, probably not going to happen, but would love to see more. So
It's like watching. It's like you could almost compare it to like watching an old family, like a home movie.
Yeah.
Where the little kid's trying to get the cameraman's attention, like, "Hey, I got something I can do.
Yeah.
You want to see? Hey, I got something I want to do. You want to see?" And he starts to do it, but then the battery on the camera dies.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was and the thing the kid was gonna do was actually fucking cool.
Yeah, it was worth it. Yeah, I'll give it a star too, man, because like that's the thing. I wanted more of it, so it wasn't terrible. Because if this is a no-star film at the end of the movie, I'd be like, glad that's over. I don't ever want to watch any more of it. But when it went off, I was like, damn, really? Like right there?
Yeah,
you gonna leave me hanging? That was one hell of a cliffhanger.
It was, man.
I think they thought they were going to get a run. I bet they were promised, dude. If this does well, we're talking 3. We're talking. They had to be thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and there's plenty of content to have made 3 movies. The fact that they were smart enough to leave out the Elder Dragon plot,
save that for later,
was the best decision they made writing wise. Because if they had tried to horseshoe in the whole story of it's a creature called Zora Magdaros, and if they had tried to incorporate him into the film with an hour and 40-minute runtime on top of what they were already trying to do, this probably would have become at least a 1.5-star film. Because I feel like it would have got a no star from some of us.
Yeah.
Because it would have just been so janky and all over the place that I feel like it would have been a Dark Tower moment again, where even some of the references that that I feel like I would get as a frequent player of at least the newer installments and stuff, it would have been like watching an inside joke that we're not a part of.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I give it I was telling Adam the other night, I give this a dented star.
Oh God.
I think this movie deserves 3 stars simply as like a, hey, don't overlook this movie.
Yeah, it was
watch it.
Well,
like it's got problems, it's got issues.
Yeah.
But it shows you that filmmakers are getting better at bringing another medium into film.
Yeah.
And you can watch and enjoy it without having played the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't played the game and enjoyed the hell of it. Now, you wanted more, right?
Oh yeah.
That's how you know. Like you wanted more. When it went off, you were like, "Damn, I want more of that." Wish I had another one.
This is a film that I would throw it in with a lot of other films that we've watched before. Monster Hunter could be better as a TV show.
Yeah, I agree. You'd get more locales, more monsters.
With the level of depth, characterization, and development that could be made on the writing team.
Yeah.
It could be it could have been a very riveting action adventure show.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, and if they did it as a series, I would love to see this. It would be nice if they did it more of like the Jumanji take, to where it was a little bit more comedic and not like being sucked into the world like that. I'm just saying, like,
you're just in there with a group of dudes. They're all different. They're buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But at the same time, I don't want it to become something like the Librarians or the Guild or I don't want it to be too Marvel. You know what I mean?
No. I'm talking like very cleverly funny. You know what I mean? And then like the only time it gets super slapsticky is like them trying to figure out how to defeat these creatures. Because, like, to me, watching a montage of them trying to figure out how to beat a creature and it just fucking them up over and over and over again would be fucking hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
It would be hilarious, and it would make moments where when they did something that did work, you would have just as much of a fuck yes sigh relief as the characters should have.
Yeah, right.
Well, like little moments, and I know I just criticized the concept of like it not being too much like a Marvel film, but moments in battles where the hero gets an unexpected upper hand. One of the best ones that I can think of is in the first Avengers film when the Avengers are still fighting each other. Thor drops the hammer on Iron Man and gives him the lightning. Well, Jarvis tells him, "Oh, your battery powers are fueled at 110 something % now. You're fucking charged, bro."
Yeah.
Like just little accidents that turn into actual benefits, you know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, absolutely. I would have loved more of that too. I mean, it would have been nice to have that in those sequences that you're talking about where, a moment where, the hunter's confident and like he gets on top, he's wrestling the dude and then the fucking creature throws him 5 trees over,
Yeah. Or like, could you imagine watching a group of these guys try to take down a flying monster, like a pure flying monster?
And it's running off and healing up, and they got to chase it. It's healing up.
And they got to figure out how to get onto the motherfucker
they got to use that little fucking... That thing was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, using more of the sling.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's part of the gameplay that they kind of missed out on, was the idea that when a flying creature comes in, guess what? You got to find a way to bring that fucker down.
Yeah.
But like you guys said, and I agree too, it's not perfect, but it's a good taste of a great idea.
Yeah,
I just wish I could have had a full bowl of this to take in instead of just a couple bites from the pot.
Well, it was like a bowl of cereal with a little bit of milk in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to make it last.
Yeah, you don't get to the good.
Yeah.
Not soggy,
Top of it was crispy.
Not full of, yeah.
So it gets 3. It gets 2. It gets 3. And I can see the stars, and the last one's dented like it was part of a pallet cell. Scratch and dent.
The monster.
Yeah. It looked like somebody opened a door into it.
Yeah.
It gets 3 clawed up stars, I think.
They're scratched up.
They're scratched the fuck up because any person that sits in their thing is like, "Hey, I watch movies." I feel like it's a movie that most people will be like, don't watch it. Why? Because you should watch, I don't know, this movie from the fucking 30s. It's black and white, and the subtleties of its, like this ain't a film for that. Like if you can't take from the cover of the film, much less the fucking title, if you're going into this film with some over analytical, dare I say, spectrum style analysis, you might as well just go find something else to fucking do.
Yeah.
The last star was hit by that stinger from the spider. That was another part that was cool when T.I. had those fucking spiders bubbling up on him.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool. And she was like checking her body.
Yeah, she's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I
she did a great job.
And even though we spent too much time in the desert, some of the moments in there, I was like, I understand why this setting's happening. Like, this is... That, like, she's dropped into the world. This is like all this shit's fucking with her head.
She just lost her whole team.
She dies, comes back to life somehow.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It was crazy.
I will easily grab this as a $5 buy to set it on my creature features.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a fun little popcorn film, and like, if you don't enjoy that as being a film fan, then what are you doing? Like, you have to have those popcorn features from time to time. I mean, look at Dead Alive, one of the most fucking, like, something that we all missed, and it's a popcorn film.
Yeah.
It's so fucking over the top and ridiculous. It's a popcorn film.
Yeah.
This falls into the same vein.
Right. It's like most people are probably gonna know whether they're down or not from the word on the back. But like I said, because I know we cover a wide range of movies on this podcast, and as much as I enjoy well done, like, you know, art house level stuff just as much as the next person that claims that they do, this is the kind of film where I've reiterated, man, if you watch this to hate it, oh boy, you're gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, right.
So I would just take your Citizen Kane and European love stories and just go fuck off.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. Something that should not fuck off, though. WandaVision.
Yeah.
But it's going to.
I know.
After Friday, it's going to fuck off forever. But we're going to have, 8 episodes of pure
goodness,
gold,
dude.
Man.
Yeah, but all this is going to lead into other shit, so there'll be more.
Yeah.
They know how to do it.
But for WandaVision specifically,
yeah,
I've enjoyed the fact that there has not been an episode where when it was over, I was like, man, that was pointless.
See, the best way to do that, though, instead of having 3 seasons, they're like, no, we're just going to put everything in one.
Yeah.
And it'd be good.
Yeah. And the limited series format has really proved beneficial for superhero stories.
Yeah.
I think Watchmen and the Boys, which I know the Boys has went on to become a multi-season show.
Yeah.
But like television shows with the type of storytelling that they're doing, the one shots have been great. These 1 season, one and dones, man.
Well, they figured it out. We'll put all this on the show and then save
it's
this
the secret
movies.
sauce for sure.
Yeah. So we get kind of a recap of Wanda's life.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way that they did it, you know, where they went into the world
that was
and
cool.
Paused everything. You see how she gets her powers and all this kind of stuff. And
well, we get her mutant retcon.
Yeah. So it's, I mean,
we see her become Scarlet Witch.
What we know now is that Wanda wasn't created by the Mind Stone; she was amplified by it.
Yeah,
which I think ties in to I even want to. I believe Corey White might have been one of the people that jumped in on this theory too. The concept that the Infinity Stones, be it through the snap, through their individual interactions, the Infinity Stones are more than likely was what's going to bring the mutants into the MCU.
Right. Yeah.
Biggest question I've got, and I've been wondering how y'all feel about it. When Wanda creates Vision, when we get to the moment where she goes to the empty plot of land and we see the hex created.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this with Adam a couple of days ago. Marvel's been very good about color coding their powers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not just endless. It's not just for like at first glance when you watch a Marvel film and they're shooting their beams and lasers and doing superhero shit. A lot of people are like, okay, that's just to bright colors, get your attention. And sure, it might have been the case at the beginning, but as the story's developed, we've got the Infinity Saga under our belt. These stones all emit their various colors, and through different styles of magic, they're being indicated by the color in which the user is, has.
Yeah.
So when Wanda is creating the hex and creating Vision, her power source goes from being the deep scarlet color that we're used to with her. It becomes full-on Mind Stone yellow.
Yeah.
Is the hex more than just an illusion? Is it a pocket universe? And did Wanda create her own, or is capable of creating her own set of Infinity Stones within within the hex?
She created the one that's in Vision's head.
Yeah.
So, well, all those commercials they did, they lined those up with the stones.
Yeah.
Each little commercial was about an Infinity Stone, and and that could make sense that they were trying. Whoever's like, listen, like, whatever the big bad is, that could be what he wants.
Yeah.
I need those stones, motherfucker. Like,
right.
You know, I mean, if she made that one,
yeah.
I mean,
because it would make sense that trying to create like a villain or cosmic bad guy would be trying to pursue new Infinity Stones or some source of creation for them.
Yeah.
Because at this point in WandaVision now, the stones have been destroyed. Like, they're gone.
Right.
And the ones that we got out of the time heist, at this point in our knowledge of the story,
are gone
Cap
too.
has supposedly, honestly taken them back, did his little side quest. That's all we know about the return heist, you know?
Yeah.
I have a question about the stone. So Vision, the one in the show, has the, you know, he's got the Mind Stone. We always see it when he's in color.
Mm-hmm.
So White Vision at the end, what kind of stone is that?
Well, that's all.
Because it's like a diamond. It's like blue or like, you know what I mean? It looks different.
Well,
y'all know.
I'm wondering if it's a combination of the. Well, if you remember,
well, they use the magic from that.
Remember in Iron Man 2, when Tony makes the new element, when he gets that thing from his dad, and he finds out it's a blueprint to make the better arc reactor in his chest.
Yeah.
Well, that arc reactor basically has the same is the same power source as like the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, Howard Stark was researching the Tesseract all them years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if the thing in his head is some sort of knockoff arc reactor tech from Tony Stark.
Some Stark technology, like.
Because if we also remember too, in Infinity War, the whole Vision's whole plot near the end of Infinity War was him in Wakanda trying to get the Mind Stone surgically removed from his head.
Yeah.
And he begged he brought in the theory for the viewer of, can I function without the stone? And he seemed to be confident that he could, so long as he had some sort of power source still keeping him alive.
Right.
Which is what they use the Wanda drone. They use that to charge him up.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: this White Vision, he's a different form of Vision. I mean, is he gonna have Vision's memories and
probably not
thoughts, or is this just a new Vision? Now, what if this happens? Because we know that Wanda's Vision cannot leave that hex. It's gonna pull him apart.
Yeah.
But
I feel like
there's a new vessel, guys. Could he be put into that vessel?
Yes.
It would be.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
It would be interesting if we get a story where he boots up and at first he's kind of normal, but it would be really cool if low key we get Ultron round 2.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that Visions are going to have to fight. Right.
Yeah.
But if they merge, it would be interesting if they can merge. The Mind Stone gets left behind in the hex.
Yeah.
And as they merge, the power of the old suit with Vision's power and whatever his quote unquote soul could be called, his programming and everything, could it inherit that new body, his original body, and instead of White Vision, we finally get Gray Vision.
Right. Well, and this is something that, all right, so in the books, right, if I'm not mistaken, Vision dies, and then Wonder Man dies, and then Wonder Man's soul goes into Vision's body. So, I mean, if you're going to look at something the way that you're talking about it, who's to say that that still can't happen with what you said is whatever Vision's soul is?
Yeah,
because
his conscience, his memories,
what makes him Paul Bettany's voice, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and you have to think like, okay, if they're bringing Vision back, and the Soul Stone is it's what gave him reason, right? It gave him this reasoning to where he became Vision that we know and love today.
Yeah.
So once that's separated from that person or that machine, it's like, all right, what is going to become of that? right? And then also, how much is what's it going to retain and what's it going to lose? Because if it's just going to be a machine, then it's going to have zero humanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it also we have to put it under a microscope even more too, because wouldn't the defining traits of vision more or less be the amalgamation of all the coding that made Jarvis? It's the Jarvis aspect of the two AIs that we see represented through Vision, through Paul Bettany's performance as Vision.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only bringing this up to try to derive what would really differentiate Vision from White Vision.
Yeah, I don't know.
And if they got in there, and if the AI part of whatever became the, from Ultron super intelligence mixed with Jarvis's intelligence, along with the knowledge that's been built up with him as being Tony Stark's aide for so long, that's interesting. It's a good question. That's going to be interesting to see Wanda have to figure out, like what aspect of Vision is she actually in love with?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a fucking robot.
Yeah, because in the storyline, he's just kind of sitting there with her, like he's everything she wants him to be.
Yeah.
She created him, but then as it goes on, he starts to like wonder shit for himself. So it's like, okay, so he's not just a part of the program. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Way to make audiences care about an artificial being.
Well, whenever he comes out, he's a good. Like he comes out of that hex and it's killing him, but he's like, you got to save everybody else.
Yeah.
Like he's laying there dying.
Right.
Just to be like, help him.
Yeah.
I've seen several videos. I'm definitely not going to try to act like this was something I came up with, but it's something that was brought to my attention, and I was like, you know what, I can get behind it. And it's this concept that the MCU is really trying to justify Age of Ultron as a film.
Yeah.
And validate it.
Yeah.
Because we're essentially getting all of this stuff that's happening now were seeds that were planted in that film.
Yeah.
And seeds that carried itself all the way through even bigger stories like Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting how Marvel, after a certain time period, it seems they look back on their work and they're like, okay, the parts that don't have the polish that the other films have, well, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna extra buff that shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now I kind of want to go back and revisit Age of Ultron.
Yeah, same. Very much same. Here's what I think's gonna happen. I think once Vision realizes what the fuck is going on, like, let me take that back. Once the Vision that Wanda created realizes what's going on when they send the other Vision in there, then he is going to go into that Vision and destroy himself.
Yeah.
To keep himself from becoming a weapon.
Oh.
That's what I think.
You think he'll kill? You think he'll terminate, or he'll kill himself,
and then maybe take it over, or because right now he's like, no, you're not going to use me as a weapon.
Which
you're going to use me to come in here and try to kill Wanda.
Which if Wanda is still, if she's still supposed to be par for the course of being a villain,
yeah.
Having this moment where her love interest realizes that she's picked up a path that he ain't cool with, and he self-terminates instead of killing her, that's just going to send her, and considering they've really hammered in Wanda's mental illness with this show and her PTSD from everything, it's going to make her lose her fucking mind. And I really like the fact that they've amped up her mental stability.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing of if you've ever read any kind of story with Scarlet Witch in it, it's the type of thing where when she's on the panel and she's talking, the reader and everyone's just like, what the fuck is this bitch about to do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's honestly what I think is going to happen. And I think that would be because they brought Vision back for this. I don't see something catastrophic has to happen in order for the multiverse of madness to happen, right?
Yep.
And the only thing that could push her over that edge is either one, the kids die.
Yeah.
B, Vision kills himself to save.
She can't have it. She's still alone.
Or Wanda's forced to kill Vision.
Well,
again.
in that,
like if they, like what if and what if they go full? What if we get us a fucking Empire Strikes Back, and this White Vision rolls into the Hex and just makes quick work of the Vision we know and love? Like he fucking kills him just to really drive in the nail that like this motherfucker's got to be something to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, that whole episode, the last one, she wakes up. You got Hex all over the pillows, the blankets. She's in bed alone. There's no Vision. He's not there the whole time.
Yeah.
She's like alone and depressed and, you know, having to relive all this shit. Yeah. What happened. And like she's remembering stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like with the kids, I feel like they may reveal that the children don't exist.
They're not there.
Like
she was just using that.
I think that probably will be.
Well,
like the Vision stuff may still play out, but I think the realization of the children not existing in the first place is going to be the thing that's going to be the straw for sure.
Yeah.
Well, because if you don't have one, then like, because like if Vision's gone, she doesn't have Vision to keep her in line, but she's got the kids still. And it's like you got to think of the children.
Yeah.
But if both of them are gone, whoa.
And she's got nothing to lose.
Then she goes full bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, and to me, I'm still like, all right, the chick, right?
Agatha.
Pony Boy, Agatha. All right, her motives are to figure out
how she's doing this magic. Like, your magic's stronger than any magic. Like, she had that dark hold. That was the name of that book. Yeah. That dark hold was sitting in her little chamber, and she wants to know. And it's like, now she's acting like she only wants to know that for her, but surely someone else is involved too. Like,
now some people are thinking that book that it shows us there, some online theorists and stuff, they've put together that book might be the missing book from the restricted section in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because there is a shot that they bring up in Doctor Strange where it shows all these
part
books
of the dark
that's like
hole.
He's not supposed to get.
Right.
And it's before he takes the one that he uses in the film.
And one of them's missing.
But already on there, one of those books is missing. And I don't think it's the one that Mads Mikkelsen's character took in the film. I think it's its own. It was just something like, we're gonna leave that blank. We're seed planting. That's what that is, you know.
Right. Well, and I still don't think that her motivations are evil.
No, dude, she just wanted to be happy.
I think she's more morally gray than anything. I think you're right, Griffin. I don't think she's evil. I don't think Agatha is evil. I think she's there to serve a purpose, but she's going to be kind of like with X-Men. There are a lot of various X-Men characters. I know Agatha's not one of them. Yeah. But we're dealing with an X-Men, so.
Yeah.
But a lot of stories with that is particularly the back and forth of the X-Men universe is, a lot of the X-Men become morally gray.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Except for...
Go ahead, man.
Oh, I was just saying, with various people switching sides, like Mystique, she's morally gray.
Yeah.
Like she'll help the X-Men take out a Sentinel and then turn around and fight him alongside Magneto,
Yeah. And I don't think that, to me, my perception of it is that like she wants to know what makes her tick and how she got this power. And I think that like she's in this world because either A, she just happened to be there, or B, she figured out how to get in and under Wanda, under Wanda's nose and everything and blend herself into it. Because like to me, she's coming off in this episode as a mentor.
Yeah, like she's trying to help her. Well, didn't that happen in a comic book? She helps Wanda become Scarlet Witch. So
so that's why I'm a little bit on and I think that it's gonna like what she teaches, like maybe that is how the multiverse of madness stuff culminates to where those two are together and like Wanda goes Super Saiyan, right? and Ponyboy is like, I can't contain this type of magic.
This is not what I signed up for.
Yeah, and it's like she doesn't know what to do in this situation, and by doing so and being there for this experience, I think that that's going to put her into a position to where she's going to come, be a reoccurring thing that happens. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's just too like I don't know, just her character and the way things were portrayed. It's like she just wants to know Wanda's backstory and wants to know how she got the magic and why it's so why she's so much
she's
better.
interested in that magic so she can do it herself. She's like a good bad guy.
She's clearly wanting to try to absorb Wanda, but she doesn't want to do it till she knows what she's dealing with.
She's like, I want the magic, I don't want the baggage.
And I think because of her of Wanda essentially being chaos magic manifest.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be something where she's going to try to take Wanda's soul, let's just call it that. She'll try to take her soul
That's
at the
not
end,
going to end well.
and Wanda's magic is going to be like, you ain't me. Yeah. And is going to just straight eat her ass up and just dismantle her like a television programming,
Yeah.
I feel like with it being a one and done show, we will have a heroic moment for Wanda. But that's going to descend very fucking quickly into non-heroics.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, I'm not just killing the bad guy. I'm going to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
Everything. Fuck everyone.
Yeah. Well, and what if like, okay, let's talk about this theory for a second. What if that is Agatha's intentions is to get this power and she goes full House of M snap whenever that starts to happen so that now more people across the planet have this power and there's so much power that she can't have. Like she does it out of spite almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now all these people in the world, or now all these people that are being born have power on my level, if not higher. And they're not witches and they're not, and you can't have that power. So this is what you get for fucking around. Like out of spite that she causes something like that to happen. Because I could see, I mean, Wanda's kind of like Daenerys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the whole, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. And then when someone's not there to say, hey, don't do that, she fucking does it.
Exactly. Yes. That's what I would equate her character to being like. And so who knows what she's going to do? I mean, she created this world out of loss and grief. And like the realization that she's not going to be able to get it back as hard as she tries, who knows what she's going to do? It could fuck her up so bad that she could just fucking set off a magical equivalent to a nuclear explosion in the world.
Damn,
Yeah, and it's like, and she's not in the wrong, just like Daenerys technically wasn't in the wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just your own personal feelings. I hope that this series goes better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they've really hammered in, her character and like these fake I wouldn't call it fake, but these personality traits that she had never exhibited before. You know what I mean? And it's brought people in to be like, okay, this is not the Wanda that we're used to. When in a couple of movies ago, Wanda was like fucking people up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like big time. So I'm excited for the next episode. And I'm sad that it's going away, but I'm happy for what it's leading into because Doctor Strange was a fantastic film, and then having her being a part of that, and then who knows? I mean, Vision may be back, or Vision may be back, but like a figment of like her moral compass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she can see Vision and still interact and have experiences with Vision, but Vision's
keeps
not
her grounded.
Real. Yeah, but he's not real. He's just there. So I'm excited. And then, next week we get the last episode of WandaVision, right? And then we get a week break and we're coming in strong with Falcon Winter Soldier, dude.
Yeah.
I'm fucking beyond excited.
Yeah, dude.
So
far it's been a good year.
Yeah. So guys, on the podcast, of course we've got to cover fucking Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, watching it.
Oh yeah.
So
Could you imagine though? I just was sitting there thinking about while you were talking, like she lost vision twice already, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna happen again.
And she's gonna go fucking.
It's gonna be bad, dude. I think he's gonna have to fight that other one off, and he may have to die to do it.
Yeah.
Or something, it'll be something like that. We gotta have a Coulson moment.
Yeah.
That just fucking. But yeah.
Well, and what if since there's such a break between like Marvel films and things like that, what if on the off chance you get she blinks the whole world into an alternate dimension?
She could.
And like Doctor Strange is like the motherfucker that realizes it.
Well, he's sitting there he's sitting there meditating, floating.
Yeah.
And he just looks over his shoulder and goes, Wanda. And that's the cliffhanger, dude. That leads you into the movie.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just shows up and they're like, what? They're like, Doctor Strange, why are you here? Whatever. And he just shows up and all he just says was like, finally something that interests me or some, you know what I mean? Something that
cuts to black.
Something that brings in the fact that like this is something that he can fit, or like they're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And he just shows up and he's like, don't worry, I'm already on it.
Yeah, shit's about to get strange.
Yeah, because I mean, like we're gonna get Falcon Winter Soldier, which you could think is happening at the same time as WandaVision, right? So what if like the end of Falcon Winter Soldier is whatever the ramifications of WandaVision, if it's on a global scale like that, and that's where we leave those characters. You know what I'm saying?
I've even heard that some of this shit ties into Spider-Man, dude. It's like everything's connected to it.
Or what if we got a moment where Wanda's just hexing the shit out of stuff? She's like enveloped in power. We get like a moment where like some characters are in front of her trying to talk her down and she's just flipping the fuck out, and they're like, Wanda, you're sick, you need a doctor, and someone makes the quip of like, who the fuck's gonna see her, blah blah blah, and you just hear someone go, fortunately I am a doctor, and you turn around and it's Doctor fucking Strange.
He's got his head poked out of a TARDIS.
I mean, dude,
that would be funny.
That would be well, it would be a cool fan service to people wanting Cumberbatch as the Doctor at one point.
Yeah, I would love him as the Doctor.
Ooh. He's too tied up being Strange.
Well, after he's Strange, he can be the Doctor.
A lot of actors probably turn down being the Doctor because they don't want to be typecast. Because once you're the Doctor, that's all you'll ever be.
Well, I think he's a good enough actor though that. Yeah. I mean, there's been a few people that do it that go on to make some other stuff.
I think Tenet has been the only one that's been able to break away from that.
He's the one that I think of, but it's just he's so likable.
When you see him, you're still like, Doctor Who. But you kind of forget that by the end of whatever movie you're watching with him. There's one, I can't remember if it was a TV show or a film that Tenet was in recently, where he plays like a serial killer.
He's hunting a serial killer, right? He's a cop.
No, he is the serial killer.
I've never seen him play a bad guy, but I'd watch that.
Yeah. It's really good. It's on Prime. I can't.
Well, if you'll notice, here's how you get around that. You do what Capaldi did, and he played the Doctor later on in his career after he had done all the shit he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, you already go ahead and get your career out there. It's like, now he's an old man. He might do something here and there. And here's the thing. He can go do something that you're not like, it's the Doctor. It's like, no, it's Peter Capaldi.
And that's the thing. Capaldi's known for doing a lot of big BBC stuff. Most people probably, or, they know him from, like, The Thick of It, where he's just this fast, potty mouth fucking dude,
Yeah, over there, dude, he does a lot of plays. Like, he's a household name.
There's one movie that they did.
National treasure over there.
Dez is the name of is the David Tennant serial killer show, by the way. Dez. But
is it British Dexter?
No.
That would be fucking amazing.
He's Dexter, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it this way. Whenever he's being interrogated, the sequences, It's like David Tennant's version of Rust from True Detective.
Oh shit! I want to watch it now. Shit.
Yeah, like he didn't necessarily like get arrested.
Yeah, I see it.
But very quiet.
Just 3 episodes too. It's short.
He's got the Dahmer thing going on.
Yeah,
with
the hair and the glasses.
Jackets. Yeah.
Looks like it's in the 70s. 83. Oh, and it's based on a true thing. Like he's playing a real serial killer.
It's a biopic.
My boy. Bookmarked it.
You want to hit some movie news real quick?
Yeah, let's get on to it.
All right. I got a couple of things here. And I'm going to start at the top and work our way through it. So, first of all, Marvel's Blade reboot targets 2021 filming. So, it appears that, this time or sometime this year, they're going to start working on the Blade film, which means it'll come out, 2022, 2023. I'm going to say early 2023 is when this is actually going to come out.
Either that or late 2022.
But it's PG-13.
Well,
the new Blade.
I know, but to me that seems to be
Marvel,
expected. Dude. Yeah, because I think that they should definitely do all this kind of stuff an R-rated version, but at the same time, if they do a hard R Blade, then how are they going to be able to tie his continuity and his canon in with the rest of the Marvel universe if they're going to make him a part of that? Now, if they wanted to make a Marvel Knights, an R-rated,
they could
film
do a show
series
or something
yeah, they could do that.
What they should do is I mean, I know people want to see it. I'm excited to see it too. But if the placement, if the rating is what's gonna be how he can be reused in canon, then they need to wait and solve the Deadpool problem first, and then let the subsequent characters that are gonna be R-rated kind of follow suit. Find the formula with Deadpool.
I think they've already got it, dude. I think they've already found the formula. They're just holding off.
Well, there's a reason they made that purchase. There's a plan.
Well, I mean, think about it, dude. You've got Deadpool, one of the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time whenever it was released. And then they come in and they make that purchase of Fox. They knew beforehand what they were going to do with that character and how they were going to handle R-rated or mature themes in the Marvel universe.
Well, right after they picked it up, man, was when not long after that purchase, we heard the whole thing about how he got the big movie deal to be in all these movies and stuff.
Wouldn't it be hilarious though if okay, so remember in Avengers 2 how they made the joke between Captain America and Iron Man, the language?
Yeah.
If they did a fourth wall sequence where we have it where Deadpool's back where he's full blown established in the MCU, and everybody knows he's the potty mouth superhero.
Yeah.
We have a moment where another R-rated superhero hits the screen or whatever. He drops an F-bomb. Deadpool looks at him, looks at the camera, and it just slow pans, and you just start hearing the song. At last. Yeah. There's just cool ideas and I know that Feige and his merry men all probably have the best ideas because they have had them so far.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just here's my thing. They're gonna have to make this movie. They're gonna have to Marvel the shit out of it because every one of us knows that PG-13 vampire films aren't the best films.
But how many movies have they dropped on us that aren't rated R? And they've still had some action and been good.
But not a single one of them had vampires.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, but I think that going into Blade, you already know that he's a vampire, but he's also hunting vampires. So I think that there's a lot of things that they can get by with as far as with the blood and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they can do it in a nice subtle way where it doesn't show too much, that still gets the point across.
Yeah.
And they could have those horror building moments to where it's you know, someone's being stalked, and you see someone's being stalked and then they disappear. And it's like, you don't need much more than that. You know what I mean? Like, there's enough suspense that can be built in a PG-13 environment that'll make it actually like less is more. And if they do it in a clever way, less will be more in that situation, in my opinion.
I
like
really
where
hope
they cut away from it.
Or not even with the death. I just hope that they can write a film involving vampires where the stakes are so high for the character that because of the rating, you're not going to visually see anything that raises the stakes, but more of the situation is what you know what I mean. Like and one of the things that I hate that I never got into. I've never read any of the Blade comics.
Right.
I just remember that kick-ass fucking Wesley Snipes movie from back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that is my base for Blade. That's where I'm basing a lot of my expectations of it on.
Yeah.
And I guess would you guys consider the original Blade more of a martial arts film?
There is a lot of fighting.
Yeah, I would consider
definitely
it
an action movie. Like it's
a quintessential 90s action film where you've got gunfights, martial arts, weird boomerang fucking blade type weapons. You know what I mean?
And just supernatural shit for the fuck of it.
Creepy characters. Somebody's trying to develop some kind of blood serum thing.
I really want Marvel. I really hope Doctor Strange 2 delivers in the horror element.
Yeah.
Because New Mutants didn't quite get it for me.
Right.
And it was championed as a horror film, a Marvel horror film. Granted, wasn't Feige's.
You guess. I was about to bring that up.
Wasn't Feige's Marvel. I understand that, but it was still, by this point, the New Mutants was written, produced, made, finished, released in the smack dab of the Infinity Saga. So the motherfuckers making that movie knew Marvel's formula, and they had a good template to create a horror element based on that type of,
The creepiest thing in the movie was like when those things in the hallways with the long fingers, those Slender Man looking motherfuckers, like that was. I was like, okay, now we're getting into some. But look who's playing Blade. So.
Yeah, that's why I'm very.
Come on.
I've got no beef on. I have no worries about the performance of Blade as a character, but I'm just thinking in terms of how visually it's going to be derived and how all the other stuff's going to happen.
Well, the person that's writing it wrote on Watchmen series, so
the television series.
Yeah, so that's to me is going to be.
That's what makes you think less is more. Good dialogue, good scenes. Less is more when it comes to the killing part.
Yeah, you're right. I wasn't aware. I didn't even know that tidbit of the dude. Like that puts me more at ease because even though Watchmen was a hard R HBO show, it was so well written that it didn't. You know what I mean? They could easily. I could like any of the dialogue where they were talking and somebody slipped a fuck in their sentence for dramatic effect. Could have easily been delivered without it and would have still had the same impact.
Yeah. So the name of it's Stacey Osei Kaffour, I guess is how you pronounce her name. But anyway, she wrote and was also the story editor on Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went to do the story editor / writing on Hunters. And then she was an executive story editor on a series called Run. And then now she's working on Blade. And she
dude, it would be dope as fuck if we could get a homage to the original movie and we get the opening rave bloodbath sequence again.
Yeah, right.
You can say fuck one time in a PG-13 movie. You get they're gonna get one fuck for every Deadpool movie, and they will use it.
Oh yeah.
Give that to Marshala. Let that be him.
Yeah.
What's that fucking thing he says after he fucking whoops the shit out of all of Deacon's goons? He's like, it's just another dead motherfucker on the dirt or some shit like that.
Just another.
Let me find it, man. I want to see this.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce over.
Yeah.
So the Atom Project explained. So this is the Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo time travel film. This is what he had to say about it. Let's see. So it says here in an interview with Collider screenwriter Jonathan Tropper, reworked earlier drafts of the film to give shape to the final script, revealed the strong family element that runs through the Atom Project. To me, the time travel was just a device. The movie is not a hardcore sci-fi time travel movie. It's a movie about people. For me, it was more about the characters and the story of this boy who's lost his father and is trying to come to terms with what that means through a really interesting adventure. I'm never going to write a Christopher Nolan type movie about time travel. That wouldn't interest me. For me, it's more about finding the story that appeals to the little kid in all of us. And then down here it says that first of all, Reynolds is also a producer on the film. He and Sean Levy, the director, spent a lot of time poring over the script, and Ryan gave a lot of input into the script. Absolutely. He's very sharp witted, and his wit is very specific. It's not just his wit, his sense of character is very sharp. We spent a lot of time honing the script together once he came on board. So I kind of like that idea, like a very personal
Yeah.
time travel film that uses time travel like as a mechanism as instead of like the central core of what what the film is. And I think that's kind of like look at Coherence, right? We've talked about Coherence a lot, and no, it's not technically a time travel movie, but that's a movie where all these alternate realities clash into one another, and you get this very personal story about these people.
It's crazy.
And putting that spin, that idea of this very personal story on a time travel film, and then you've got Mark Ruffalo and you've got Ryan Reynolds involved in it, it makes me very interested in checking it out because I think that's like, I mean, they're saying it's not a sci-fi film. To a certain extent, it's going to be a sci-fi, but sci-fi has always been more or less an exploration of humanity through, the future and through technology, right?
Yeah.
So if that's not a sci-fi film, I don't know what the fuck is.
Yeah, it's like it makes me think of the movie where he's talking to his dad on the radio, Frequency.
Dude,
makes me think, how good's that movie? And it's real personal, dude.
Yeah,
it can't get any more personal than that.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good movie.
We need to do that.
Goldie. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Just the way whoever came up with that, like they're probably sitting down, maybe missed a loved one, was like, if I could just talk to him. What if there was could talk to him? I got this old, CB, and I can pick them up on it, speak with them. It's like
Frequency was a movie
banger,
right there.
dude.
Yeah, I found that DVD at like a consignment shop.
Yeah,
and I had never seen a physical copy of that film before.
In the wild,
and I had to buy it. Yeah. And I was trying to explain to Marina, I'm like, you just don't understand. Like this film, like he talks to his dad in the past.
Just wait, you're gonna love it.
And they're trying to solve a murder at the same time.
Yeah.
And her ears raised because she's into murder porn.
Yeah.
So
that's got to be fun, dude. That I'm not saying you're like 15, 10 years older. You're just a little older than her, so you got a taste of some shit.
Yeah.
And that's got to be fun to be able, because you're over here like, oh, you ain't seen this?
Yeah.
Well, you're watching it.
Yeah, checking it out.
And then they bring up, what about this movie? You're like, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
You're like, I already know you don't like movies like that. Don't even bother with it. Let's watch something else.
Yeah, let's
Did you watch it with her?
Yeah. She really liked it. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Because I mean, it's so different.
It's personal,
dude. Like Coherence, she loved that. You know what I mean? And it's kind of the same, the same kind of feel there.
Yeah.
Same kind of situation. So,
but speaking of time travel, let's jump back like a minute and a half and watch this clip real quick. I've already got it timestamped and everything.
All right.
I've got it pulled up.
Nah, mine's not time stamped.
Minute 28.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Oh, please don't fucking use it.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Kick.
He spin kicks it into his face. But yeah, that was the line I was trying to remember. It's because some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
I mean, that's a Wesley Snipes fucking move if I've ever heard one. You know what I mean?
I mean, one of the oddest one-liners before the kill.
He
know?
probably heard it in a Shaft movie or something.
Yeah. So y'all want to hear something cool? I got the perfect line here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this one. Justice League 2. So Snyder said Justice League 2 would have taken place primarily within the nightmare world. And this is what he had to say about it. What inspired Joker's look was the sort of post-apocalyptic world that I'm a huge fan of. And really, the idea was that as the movie progressed, the next movie, if there ever was one, and it doesn't seem there ever will be, but if there ever was, it would exist primarily in that world with them trying to set it right. The sequence doesn't overstay its welcome, but it definitely does what I needed it to do for the story and for us. Beyond that, I think it's a spoiler. And then he also went on to say, well, my Justice League saga was meant to be 2 more movies. It hints as you would at a potential other world. I'd plant the seeds as I had wanted to of what would come in the later films. So that's in there. But as far as those stories that would be to come, if ever that happened, which it does not look like it would, but I think it's easy to speculate based on that, and we can talk about that for quite a while. So, I mean,
he was essentially gonna do his version of Elseworlds.
yeah,
I
basically.
think he just confirmed too that the Joker scenes are in the dream world.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Well,
we were talking about that before.
Yeah, yeah. So it's one
Like
of the.
that.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just saying it was gonna be it's a sequence that's gonna help Batman kind of piece along what he's gonna do, and he's probably gonna fall asleep.
What better person to
he's
help
there
him?
again.
Well, I mean, and it could also be a flash forward, because if he says that the majority of the next film was going to be in the nightmare world, like, I mean, if they went back and reshot some of this stuff with Jared Leto, who's to say that, like, by some crazy fucking, Zack Snyder film fucking bullshit, that they don't go into that world for a moment and then get pulled out of, whether it is a dream sequence or not. You know what I mean? Like it could really be anything at that point. And it's interesting to think that, like, okay, like a lot of the second film was going to take place in this world.
Yeah.
So now we're not going to fucking get that shit. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a fucking break. Like, and I think.
Go ahead.
I think that we'll probably get enough people to watch the Snyder Cut that they may have to reevaluate their decision on letting him do his follow-up to Man of Steel and also his sequel to Justice League.
I think he's going to do a little insurance for himself and a little fan service too, though. He's going to put enough of that in here. Yeah. Because he did some reshoot. He shot some new.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to put enough of it to where it's like, all right, if I never get to do it, that's fine. But when y'all see this shit, you're going to tear the internet up and be like, God damn, let him finish it, Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, dude, we brought this guy back from the dead. They did release the runtime this week.
Yeah.
240 minutes.
I mean, damn.
Yeah.
That's 4 straight hours, right?
Just a little over.
I mean.
Like a little bit.
Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we got District 10 is coming. Promises Neil Blomkamp.
What the fuck's
or
an eviction notice?
It's been over 5 years since director Neil Blomkamp last lit up the silver screen, and 12 years since the alien refugee known as Christopher promised to return in 3 years at the end of sci-fi action masterclass District 9. That's a lot of waiting, but finally, Blomkamp has teased the arrival of long awaited sequel, District 10, with the filmmaker confirming on social media that he is currently working on the script. He said District 10 screenplay also being written by at Charlato Copley and at I don't know, Terry, whoever this other person is. It's coming. So it says picking up 2 years later with the ship still casting a shadow over the city, the government decides to relocate the aliens to another camp, resulting in one of the aliens known as Christopher Johnson crossing paths with bureaucrat Wickus Vondermeer, I don't know, who is about to find himself the target of a nationwide manhunt. Written by Blomkamp and Terry Tatchell and produced by Peter Jackson and Carolyn Cunningham. That's District 9 stars. Okay. So that just breaks down the film.
Yeah. Well, it's nice about this. I didn't know this. One of those writers is the guy that was in the movie, Hardcore Henry. I didn't know that guy wrote the fucking screenplay.
I mean,
and they've worked on all of them together. He wrote District 9, starred in it.
Yeah.
The other chick, she helped him write District 9, Chappie. They've worked together on everything. Yeah. Elysium. I mean, I'm down, dude. I thought I'd never get another one.
I know. And dude, like Charlito Copley is great.
God.
But his performance in this film in District 9
winning.
Yeah, dude, like legit.
Acting clinic up in this motherfucker. Dude, when his eyes all fucked up, he's just beat the fuck up, and it's like, man, you are selling it, dude.
He's one of those actors that, like, if I could write my own film, him, Javier Bardem, Christoph Waltz,
he belongs on that list of people.
Yeah, I mean, like, these are people that you'll never see interact with one another, but damn it, if they ever did, you know what I mean?
Get him in a Tarantino flick.
Dude, if he was in that shit, like, I would fucking eat it up.
He could have played a good role in that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I know, right? So, next up we got, all right, I want to check this out. George A. Romero's legendary lost movie, The Amusement Park, is coming to Shudder. Shudder has acquired the rights to George A. Romero's 1973 movie, The Amusement Park, which will be available to stream this summer. It says his legendary lost 1973 movie, The Amusement Park, has been acquired by Shudder. The premium streaming service of horror, thriller, and the supernatural announced the acquisition of the highly anticipated movie this morning. The Amusement Park, the formerly lost movie from trailblazing horror icon Romero, will stream for the first time in history this summer. In addition, Shudder released the movie's poster, which was created by Polish artist Alexander. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
The amusement park was recently discovered and restored 46 years after its completion by George A. Romero Foundation. It is produced by and overseen by Susan Romero. I don't know. The movie, which has been talked about for years, was restored in 4K by Indie Collect in New York City. Amusement park stars Martin Lincoln Mazel as an elderly man who finds himself disoriented and increasingly isolated as the pains, tragedies, and humiliations of aging in America are manifested through roller coasters and chaotic crowds.
This is going to be crazy.
Yeah. You'll see that poster?
Yeah. Which looks fucking nutters.
It fits the time.
Yeah,
the white border and everything, dude.
Yeah. It says the amusement park was commissioned by the Lutheran Society and is perhaps the late George A. Romero's wildest and most imaginative movie. It is an allegory about the nightmarish realities of growing older and is an alluring snapshot of the filmmaker's early artistic capacity and style, and would go on to inform his ensuing filmography. Craig Engler, Shudder's general manager, had this to say about securing the streaming rights. The moment we heard the amusement park has been rediscovered and was being restored, we knew we had to bring this unseen George A. Romero masterpiece to Shudder members. We're beyond thrilled to work with Yellow Veil Pictures, Suzanne, and George A. Romero Foundation to give this important film the wide release it deserves. I mean, we owe it to ourselves.
Amazing, dude.
I mean, a long film, like
a movie that was just never gonna come out.
Yes,
I think Shudder's gonna do some big things, dude. I'm excited to see where they're going with their setup.
Yeah.
The tagline for this movie's poster says, "See you in the park someday."
Yeah.
Woo.
And I want to investigate a little bit more on this as to why. You know what I'm saying?
I already saved the link to all there's YouTube videos where they're talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already on some of that. Because I want to know why, what happened. You know,
we gotta watch
it.
Yes, I agree.
I believe Shudder is absolutely worth having. If it's an add-on you can get for whatever core service you use, be it Apple, Hulu, or whatever, it's worth it. Watch Blood Machines, and I'll definitely be watching this.
Yeah, we're podlocked.
Yeah,
gotta be.
Movies that revolve around themes such as age and stuff are typically pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this movie that nobody was ever going to see.
Yeah,
here it is. This could happen more and more now that there's streaming services.
Yeah. And as things get rediscovered, it sucks that big ass fire happened and destroyed all those fucking. I mean, could you imagine what
else was in there?
Yeah. Lastly, here we've got new Beavis and Butthead movie is going straight to streaming on Paramount Plus.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Beavis and Butthead returning with an all-new movie on Paramount Plus. Last year, it was announced that Comedy Central was reviving the animated series that originally aired on MTV with a 2-season reboot. On top of the upcoming series, Beavis and Butthead are also preparing for their return to cinema with the new movie adaptation announced by MTV Entertainment Group President Chris McCarthy during Viacom CBS's Paramount Plus launch event.
Damn.
Not much else has been revealed about the new Beavis and Butthead movie at this time, but series creator Mike Judge is reportedly on board to executive produce the project in addition to voicing the characters. It's not clear if it will be directly connected to the Comedy Central series beyond following Beavis and Butthead. Several other notable announcements were made about Paramount Plus's upcoming comedy block. At the launch event, McCarthy also announced that Workaholics would be getting a made-for-streaming movie with Are you fucking serious?
I'm on that.
With original stars Blake Anderson, Adam Devine, Anders Holm, and Kyle Newacek. Also in the works is a new series hosted by The Daily Show host Trevor Noah and the return of Amy Schumer's sketch comedy series Inside Amy Schumer, which is coming back after a 6-year hiatus.
Yeah. The Workaholics thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's 2 things that we got to look forward to, right?
Yeah, and I had no idea there was a Paramount Plus.
Yeah, right. Like, what the fuck?
It's like, let's get it together, dude. Let's combine some of this shit. And that's CBS. So I'm guessing that comes with CBS All Access.
Yeah, I would think so.
I do believe it does. But yeah, dude, hell yeah. Weird that Beavis and Butthead's going to Paramount.
I know.
Okay.
But hey, man, I'm cool with it.
For some reason, I just feel like it belongs on like HBO or something.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
But that's all the news that I saw. Did y'all run across anything interesting in y'all's travels this past week?
I think I've already brought up what I've run into.
Right.
I do have a surprise trailer that I'm not going to put in here until the very end.
All right. Well, I'm ready for these trailers. I mean, we've got some Snyder stuff. We've got some MODOK. I mean, we've got some good shit.
I've seen that Bad Trip movie.
Have you?
Yeah.
So that's out.
I mean, it's still
It's
a
available.
trailer.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. I've seen it. It's funny. Like a hidden camera, you know.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I recommend y'all watch it.
So you've got a guy on the inside.
No, that shit
It
came
was
out
like-
like February last year, I think.
That's crazy.
That's a new trailer. I clicked on it.
It
Was like,
is?
I've seen this.
Well, when I was looking through the movie news, they were talking about that a new trailer for that film had been released.
I think it
So
is a
did they-
different trailer. Like, I think
Right.
it says they put something at the end of it too. Like in the credits, they put some other reactions.
Right.
But I have seen. I still recommend we watch the trailer because it's funny. It's got that one dude.
Andre.
Yeah, dude. He's like, you know, he's pranking people. He's making. It's kind of shot bad grandpa style, Borat.
Yeah.
Like he knows there's a script, but the
But
people
nobody
he's
does.
interacting with, they ain't gonna have any fucking clue.
Right.
They're in a movie. They don't even know it. But yeah,
Shit. We got a fucking the Mother Box Origins official exclusive clip.
yeah.
IGN FanFest 2021.
What a fucking
So-
mouthful.
Yeah. You know?
It's like, here, let me
So-
shorten that for you. The mother box.
Yeah. Mother this box, you
Clip
know?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
I love their music choice that they've been.
This looks cool.
I mean, this is pretty cool. I would totally buy a Mother Box if it had all this shit on it.
Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch of metalwork companies that were like, we're making that.
Yeah. It's the engine, dude. Look at that shit.
And it's time. Hell yeah.
What if that's like how the movie starts? Like that's the credits.
It'd be a good intro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I hope they I hope they get rid of that shitty fucking song they started the other one with.
The Solo Monk song.
Solo junk. MODOK. I'm ready for this. Patton Oswalt, Ben Schwartz.
All right. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. This shit looks funny. Coffees for closers. Looks funny, man.
Yeah. Looks pretty good. I like the stop motion.
Yeah. It's animated, but it's robot chicken.
Yeah.
Stop motion animation. Like,
I love it.
it's like they film it, dude, and then they remove some of the frames.
It's a cool way to do some of the more abstract characters in Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this trailer, we don't have to watch the whole thing because really we're just here for the teaser at the beginning and you see when they end it.
Yeah.
Because the rest of it's what we've already seen.
Right.
But this at the beginning is some new.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, dude.
Ready, Trav?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. All right, watch this shit. You saw the thing there.
Yeah.
You could see it better. Like right here. Them fighting on the boat, dude. This shit. That's it. I'm so pumped for that shit.
I know, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Godzilla versus Kong, dude.
I mean, once we watch the Snyder Cut, once we watch Godzilla versus Kong, I mean, what are we gonna fill our episodes with, guys? Like we've been championing this shit for a minute, and
we'll
it's finally coming to fruition.
We'll track that new down.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll start. I already know we're gonna start a petition to let Snyder finish the fucking shit.
Finish the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I mean, we got this one made.
Yeah.
We'll get the other one made too.
Hashtag
with a little help from our friends.
Yeah, I get by with a little help from my. I get high. All right, Voyagers. This is a sci-fi flick, and it's got Colin Farrell and Lily Rose Depp in it.
Johnny Depp's daughter.
I hope they're not banging, but we'll see.
That would be weird. She's probably gonna play his daughter.
Yeah, probably.
But we got in Bruges. You ready, Trav?
His name is Fuck.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. I'm excited to see him in a sci-fi movie.
What?
Oh, it's a bunch of kids. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are they going on a field trip?
Terraforming, dude. Yeah.
Generation ship.
We gotta get them off Earth. It's fucking them up, you know? Oh, they want them to. Yeah, dude. Have kids.
Wait, what?
I recognize that kid.
What the fuck is this?
Well, they're definitely giving them drugs to bang in space. That's the kid from Ready Player One, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Get this lame shit out of my genre.
You only see Colin Farrell for like a split second. I mean, I'm going to have to check it out to see what's happening there. I don't think that song was a good choice.
Nah, man. I'm a pass.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, I got to see what's happening.
I think there's more going on there than meets the eye.
All right.
I mean, I may be wrong.
Watch it.
But I think that they're trying to bury the lead so deep. You know what I mean? Like King Tut deep, dude.
No, Ty Sheridan and that fucking hip hop bullshit going on. That told me all I needed to know.
I like Ty.
This is gonna be space drug date Friday night movie stupidity.
I think there's more going on. We're gonna have a pet. All right.
Okay.
and whatever it comes out, because it comes out April the 9th or something like that.
I don't know if you want to make this bet, dude. I just went and looked up the director. I don't know, man. We just be careful what you put on the line.
No, I'm just saying, like, here's what we'll
This
do.
isn't. I refuse to commission a slap bet.
Oh, I'm not gonna slap.
Okay.
That's the stakes are too high.
They're
for
high,
that.
dude.
But what I'm saying though is, if we let's do it on the pod. If I'm wrong, then the next time we come around to picking movies where we were alternating, Travis gets 3 of my picks.
No.
No. No.
I don't want to have to pull 3 movies out of my ass. Honestly.
I mean, they'll be spread out, you know what I'm saying? But
Oh.
We'll figure something out. I got a feeling, dude.
I do want to know what's happening there.
I think we're gonna have to get it $1 buy from a thrift store, and then go out in the backyard, throw that thing in a fucking little metal can, and set that bitch on fire.
Well, here's the thing, dude. If we watch it, you can rub it in our face.
Yeah.
This could take the. I mean, every season's got to have a fucking blue. What is it? Willow. What was it? Yeah.
Look, if for some reason this movie ends up being good,
a banger,
I'll take my walk of shame with pride. But my gut tells me this is garbage.
Well, in April we'll find out.
We're not gonna look the director up till then.
Well, I mean,
let's just go in. Here's the thing. I feel like if you look, you might go in with a different mindset. So don't look.
Well, just give me some highlights here.
Like what he's directed?
Yeah.
Very short list. He did The Illusionist.
I mean, I enjoyed.
He did that, but he also did that one like Hunger Game type movie. What was it? Divergent.
Yeah,
that
Divergent.
Was called?
Yeah.
I've already closed the thing, and then he did he's got Bride of Frankenstein or something in the works, or he does have a short list. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean,
when I saw the Divergence, and when I look at the other movie, I'm like, okay, that kind of makes, because it's kind of that style.
This is gonna be drug-fueled love triangle in space.
Well, it looks like they're drugging them on purpose, though, to make them.
Well, yeah, it's a test.
Well,
I mean, it's gonna appeal to like the Maze Runner, Hunger Games crowd.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they got to get off the space station, but how can they when Ty and Joseph can't come to terms and bury the hatchet to love Jessica both equally?
I mean,
I'll be a third
that could be a real possibility, but I mean, we'll check it out, dude.
I think y'all gonna like this.
This trailer.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
It's funny, man. All right, Bad Trip. You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Y'all might remember.
I'm down for anything with Eric Andre. That motherfucker's hilarious.
And that's that one chick. Can't remember her name. Tiffany Haddish. That's it. He's funny. They gotta go somewhere, and they take They take Fat Boy's brother's car.
Yeah.
And fuck the car up. I mean, it's the sister. It's that car.
Yeah.
And she's like on the hunt to find them. That's funny. It's like him, but Borat, dude.
Yeah.
He gets hammered at this thing. All real. See how some people are blurred out.
Jesus.
This is funny right here. Look, everyone freaks out. Dude, it starts humping him. when they're running around with that finger trap, you can see the dick skin pulling out of it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. What's awesome, man, is like none of those people are acting.
Yeah. Against it.
She said, I'm from these streets. She said, oh, it's coming to Netflix. That's what it is. Okay.
Okay. I want to check it out.
It's a silly goose time, dude.
Is it podworthy?
I mean, I watch on the pod. It's just a straight up comedy, dude. I mean, it's not very long. The actual plot's like, there's nothing to it. It's just the shit that happened, you know, because they're like, we need to go from here to here, and we don't have a vehicle. Let's take your sister's car. She's in jail. As soon as they take the car, she breaks out of jail and is like, where's my fucking car at, you know?
Of course.
And then she's chasing them the whole time. And then, you know, they have the moment where they get mad at each other. Kyle quits the band.
Yeah.
You know, and then they come back together. It's funny, dude, those reactions. Dude, when that monkey starts humping him, and those people, that woman's like, oh, my Lord. It's funny.
We got hailed.
What's happening here?
I don't know.
The thumbnail, like, pulls me in.
Yeah, right. It's some Doctor Who shit for sure.
It does look like a Doctor Who character.
Yeah.
See, this looks very unique, what someone said. Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. You don't know unique.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Give me something good. A lot of trees.
We won't hear that sound again later, you know?
It's a smart house. Is that robot like the butler? The help? I like the way it's shot. Oh my God, it came in and changed them, and it's a smart house, dude. Oh shit. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be some Saw shit, dude. He's gonna make them do fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
Oh. This is some hell of like blackmail right here. Well, if this is an intervention, it's fucked up, you know?
Yeah, for real, right?
I might have to check that out, man. I'm interested in that.
That don't look bad at all.
I want to see what it's about. It looks like in that photo you see him standing there, and it's a lot brighter than when you see him standing there with that little gun.
Yeah.
It's like Saw Couples Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see that thing on the back of her ear where he gave her the shot. That's probably a tracking device.
Yeah.
Because it's big, and you can inject her with that, and then I think that's what he was holding.
Is to make babies.
You know that one scene where he's standing there holding that thing? It was like a capsule with a chip inside. He probably pulled his out. You will not leave. Check into it. Yeah.
Shadow and Bone. This sounds pretty interesting, but there's a lot of people It's based off of a book, I'm guessing, because it says this looks like the books. I'm so happy. So we'll see.
Look at the like to dislike ratio. That's got a lot of views too.
Yeah. So I'm interested. Let's check it out.
You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. The shadow and the bone. Oh. Okay. Don't tease me. Looks like a wave or something in the background. They're going into it. See, it's like this big. I'm already in, dude. Less is more. Don't do too much. It's like fucking pitch black in that bitch, dude.
Yeah, right.
And like, what fucking time period is this? Uh-oh. He's gonna get a little blood. Oh. She came back from there. There's something I noticed in the trailer. She looks like Olivia Munn.
Yes.
You see her there in this weird time period. At the beginning, we saw her walking down like the streets of New York.
Yeah, right.
So she's like, you know, she comes out with something. They should have got David Tennant to play him. Yep. The shadow's creeping in, dude. He's a bad guy. I'm watching the shit out of that, dude. I gotta know what's up. Is this a TV series? Oh, I hope it is. It needs to be, man. You can do more with that. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, TV series.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on in that trailer, and I just feel like that's a build-up.
Yeah.
Over time. I've never heard of this book.
Shadow and Bone is a fantasy adventure and debut novel written by American author Lee Bourdieu. Published in 2012. The novel is narrated by Alina Starkov, a teenage orphan who grows up in Russia-inspired land of Ravka before her entire life changes when she unexpectedly harnesses a power she never knew she had to save her best friend. It is the first book in the Grincha trilogy, followed by Siege and Storm. TV series adaptation Shadow and Bone will premiere on Netflix.
358 pages. Let's see, it's like fantasy fiction, high fantasy, adventure fiction. 93% of Google users like this book. So, maybe. I mean, I'm checking it out.
Yeah, right.
I had questions.
Yeah, for real.
When that trailer went off.
Yeah.
Is that the fucking smoke from the fucking Lost?
I think it is. That's where it came from for sure. The Rookies, dude. It's got our girl in it, Mila Jovovich.
And I think I said it earlier, but she was great at the movie.
Dude, when she had her hair up.
Yeah.
She smiles so
her lips, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny, you're like, she smiled. It's her mouth.
Yeah.
She's got a good mouth. If I ever met her, I would shake her hand like, "Hey, I'm a fan of your movies. You got a good mouth." She's like, "What?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I appreciate it."
I've thought about her mouth before. So,
good eyes too. Nice face.
Yeah, good eyes, good mouth. I'm ready for this trailer.
Yeah, what's going on with this thumbnail? She's got like acupuncture needles in her face.
She's female Magneto. I'm ready.
You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Oh.
All right, Bruce.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
We're getting into it, huh? What's up with the haircut? Justin Bieber, you know? She's like, no, I'm James Bond. Spy movie, a lot of gadgets. James Bond sounding music. It's weird seeing her talk like that.
I know.
It's like she came in and just had this idea to do the character that way, and the director didn't want to tell her no because he didn't want her to leave the movie. I don't know what's happening with that.
I don't know.
The hair, the voice.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on with that?
I don't know.
CGI was a little low level too.
Yeah.
It was the car slide for me that I was just like,
yeah, that took you out of it.
well, it just looked real fake.
Yeah.
We finally get an Army of the Dead trailer with no Crystalia.
Yeah. No Crystalia, dude.
Here we go, though.
I'm ready.
You good, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. I'm excited to see a trailer, though. I like the world so far.
I think this is the aftermath of The Stand.
Yeah. It kind of has a Stand vibe there.
Yeah.
We know what he directed. Vegas is a good place to have it, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What good's that money gonna do you? God damn. It's gonna be good, dude. Podlocked.
No Dalia, dude. It's in April, right? Or
May 21st.
Yeah.
Watching it? No Dalia. But at least we'll know because it was that Tig something.
Did he get edited out of the film?
They recut the shots with him.
Yeah.
They had already filmed, pretty much everything, dude, because I was listening to the podcast when he was filming his scenes. He played a small role as a helicopter pilot. And he's now been replaced. You remember the lesbian couple that Louis goes to?
Yeah.
All right, the one that he was talking to, her name's Tig something, Lajaro something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She gets his role. So anything you see her doing, you know that was his scene. Anyway.
Ready when you are. Reminiscence.
Hugh Jackman.
All right, a sci-fi movie too. 3, 2, 1, play. I feel like we've had a wave of sci-fi movies.
Is this The Fountain?
I'm down for that.
Oh, I was like, is that it?
Twilight Zone.
Is it just gonna
You go
loop
down
that?
the hallway. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna go down to the scary door.
I mean, I'm in.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
there,
there's not much of a teaser there.
Underground.
I know what's
rail.
going on here.
Yeah.
Wait, do I? Let's see. Let me drop my comment. I don't think this is what I think it is.
You don't think
I
so?
don't know. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Not from seeing that first little bit. You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. I mean, but they have like an actual railroad they're going to. Like, some of those scenes, like it almost looks like, you know, they went for it.
Right.
Upscaled, like.
Yeah.
Like when she's in there, that's the Underground Railroad, and she walks up and it looks like a normal railroad, and
yeah.
All right.
we got the next Falcon Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah.
I think these dudes are gonna mesh well together.
Yeah. I'm ready.
All right. Marvel's Buddy Cop. Ready
Yeah.
when y'all are.
3, 2, 1, play. Axel. Dude, the world's upside down because of Wanda.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
It's gonna be interesting if that's, you know.
Yeah. Well, they're like superheroes, and all these people are here, and
Or if like some crazy shit happens that don't get explained, but we know it's because of the events of WandaVision.
yeah. Yeah, like they haven't gotten that information yet.
Yeah. Well, kind of how like we got a couple films where we saw the snap play out.
Yeah. I
We've
think this
seen
is
it.
stuff we've seen, yeah.
Yeah.
But that clip
Yeah.
was cool.
It's cool that we saw fucking Zemo.
But him saying that the world's turned upside down right now, and it's like coming off, dude, that shit drops on my birthday.
Yeah.
The day before Snyder Cut, the next, I'm gonna be like a pig and shit, dude. Just rolling
Right.
around like,
I had to drop this trailer in here because I love the Mighty Ducks.
Love
growing
it,
up.
dude.
Tell it. Listen,
No, y'all don't know.
because
I
I don't know.
I don't
know shit about this. I don't know shit about this. Are we getting Gordon Bombay back?
I mean, let's check it out.
He's got to
dude.
be in the movie, right?
If we're getting
He doesn't
fucking
really do movies
Emilio
now.
Estevez and a new Mighty Ducks thing, Kid Travis is about to flip.
He might do a small
Let's check it out.
cameo. Judging, I'm gonna say this ahead of time. Judging on the thumbnail, a chick is taking over. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, play. Y'all, I bought a hockey stick from Unclaimed. Gotta have that kid, you know. Oh, look who it is.
Oh,
Don't skip
Tacky,
fucking
dude.
leg day, dude. Oh, is he playing the role? No, she's gonna take over. Don't skip leg day, dude. Yeah. She's gonna start a team up and that was funny. I have more of a podcast body. Look. Oh my God.
No.
He's in the movie.
Yes, and he's playing reluctant.
Yeah. He's hard to get. She's going to help. He's going to help her. I will watch the shit out of this. Might cry a little bit. He's going to do it, man. He's going to mentor her.
Yeah.
He's passing the torch to her. But he's in it. Well, she's got that drive that he doesn't have anymore.
Yeah.
She's still got it. He's old. He's fucking done. He's going to come in with all the words of wisdom at the right times.
Original series.
Oh.
It's going to be...
I'm down.
I'm going to watch it for nostalgia.
Yeah, dude. Here's what I was thinking. Like, if I didn't see him in the trailer, I'm like, I'm not going to watch this.
I can't believe he came back.
Yeah, dude, because he does not make shit anymore. He's got enough money. He's like, I play golf and smoke cigars.
Dude, how crazy is... Like, how much is he turning into his dad?
Yeah.
Like, he looks just fucking like his dad, dude. It's weird.
And he can act his ass off.
Yeah, right.
That's why I don't get him leaving, man. Like, I guess he just got tired of it. And
yeah,
because, you know, I wish, you know, because he could still come back. And
yeah.
All right.
He'll be in the next, you know.
Could you? Oh, shit. Emilio! I saw this trailer and I held it back because I wanted to be the one that dropped it. And I wanted to drop it on y'all live, live action.
All right. What is this?
We just gotta watch it.
All right, I got it pulled up.
I haven't watched it yet. I read the article a little bit of where the trailer was, but I haven't seen it yet. But I do kind of know what's going on. You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
No,
it's not a movie. Notice it says Discovery Channel. Just wait till you see what they're doing.
I say that in excitement.
Oh.
Like.
Oh God.
So he's playing himself.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a documentary type. Yeah. I can't tell you how many Back to the Future documentaries I've seen.
Right.
For real, y'all. They're trying to track down all the original cars. And I watched a little doc on John DeLorean. They only made, I think, 6,000 of them. Silly goose little time.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it looks interesting. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Next week we are gonna be.
What was it? The 800?
What was the 800? Yes.
Yeah.
Foreign war film.
The trailer looked amazing.
The sequel to 300. Can he compete with Zack Snyder?
Yeah. He's like, "This is Tokyo." Kicks a dude. But it looked good. The trailer looked really good. I can't wait to watch it.
It did look really
and
good.
we're going to come in with our next week. We'll probably spend a lot of time talking about WandaVision and the oh my god moments of the episode.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So,
this is Adam from the past telling future Adam to stay the fuck off the internet before you watch that episode.
Yeah, for real, right?
But yeah, guys. I think
that's all
it.
I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out of here.